right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Turbulent Tuesday with gusty winds and rain arriving during the day. That's prompting a weather first weather alert day. How long the rain will last and how strong the winds will be.
And tonight, fighting the archdiocese. How parishioners plan to use canon law to keep their church from closing.
We're not this, stereotype of a declining parish that's in debt and bleeding red ink.
But first tonight, teenage crime spree. Police say a 16-year-old escapes from juvie and ends up involved in a list of crimes.
Good evening, I'm Ann Allred. Mike Bush has the night off. Tonight, 5 on your side has learned a teenager who recently escaped from a St. Louis youth detention center is now linked to a car theft and 2 shootings. Our Robert Townsend joins us live from police headquarters with the story, all new tonight.
And again, that teenager we're talking about is just 16 years old. Now, those shootings include a deadly one south of downtown. Of course, we're not naming the boy because he is a minor. According to a St. Louis police source, on November 19th, 2 boys ages 16 and 17 climbed out of a 3rd-floor window at the Hogan Street Regional Youth Center in North St. Louis. Our source tells us days later, on November 30th, University City Police named the 16-year-old as a person of interest in a shooting in the 7600 block of Canton. We're also told the victim in that shooting was the 17-year-old boy who escaped from the Hogan Detention Center. Investigators believe after the U City shooting, the 16-year-old suspect drove around in a stolen car. Today we learned that car was wanted in connection with a shooting at this gas station near 14th and Shoto shortly after 6 Monday morning. Police say someone shot a 43-year-old man in his head and killed him. They also say a suspect was taken into custody. Our source also says the 16-year-old Hogan escapee was one of 3 suspects arrested in the deadly gas station shooting after bailing out of a stolen Hyundai Elantra. Meantime, 5 on your side reached out to the youth center to ask about the teens' recent escape, but we're told their director left for the day. Now also reached out to the state agency that runs that center. So far, I've not heard back. Tonight, St. Louis police have not released the name of that man killed outside that BP gas station. Live downtown, I'm Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Breaking news in South City. Police are on the scene of a deadly crash on I-55. The northbound lanes near Bates right now are closed. You're looking at traffic camera footage from about 15 minutes ago. We're told this involved 2 cars. At least 1 person is dead and 2 others are hurt. No word on what led up to this crash. New information about a crash in North St. Louis County. We now know a crash involved a stolen car. This happened at Lucas and Hunt at West Florissant. Police tell us the stolen car hit another car while trying to flee from detectives. The 2 people inside the car got out and ran away, but both were later taken into police custody. A quiet and chilly night across St. Louis, but get ready for some strong winds and rain showers. It's going to be a weather alert day. Let's get to Weather First Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell.
It is going to be a weather alert day tomorrow because we're talking about these gusty winds, and a lot of us have decorations out in the yard. You've got those inflatables, and 30 to 40 mile per hour winds can whip those things around. So secure them tonight or very early tomorrow morning. Leading edge of rain, well, we're finding it approaching Kansas City right now. We have a mostly cloudy sky, but it's mostly high clouds around St. Louis right now. Clouds will thicken overnight. That rain's moving northeast, so it's not moving as fast to the east as it is to the north. Big systems getting wound up out to the west. So just why would we say it's an alert day tomorrow? Well, gusty winds is #1 opportunity. We'll see those first before the rain, so secure your decorations outside. And then we think there's a pretty good rain going on for the evening rush hour, and that means a wet evening rush hour in St. Louis. So really starting about noon tomorrow through the evening hours into tomorrow night, that's when that weather alert is more likely to be impactful across the bi-state area. There's something else behind this system that's impactful. We'll talk about that in 18 minutes.
Day 2 of hearings to overturn a St. Louis man's murder conviction will get underway tomorrow. Lamar Johnson has been in jail for almost 30 years for the murder of Marcus Boyd. He is serving a life sentence. Today, a key witness took the stand. James Howard, who was also convicted in the crime, claims he was the one who shot and killed the victim, not Johnson.
And I had like his head bent forward, and I had shot, and then I remember cocking the gun the second time.
Well, I remember, my question really was, do you remember what part of
the back of his head, like the back of his neck and head area.
Another key witness took the stand, saying he was pressured by police to say Johnson was the trigger man. The trial for the man charged with the death of an Illinois police officer began today. Caleb Campbell faces several charges, including murder. Police say he hit and killed Brooklyn police officer Brian Pierce last year. Pierce was putting down spike strips on the McKinley Bridge to stop Campbell during a pursuit. This is a bench trial, so a judge will decide Campbell's fate instead of a jury. Tonight, a group of parishioners at a St. Charles County Catholic church are fighting against a proposed plan to dismantle their parish. It is part of the St. Louis Archdiocese restructuring program, All Things New. New tonight, our Laura Barczewski spoke with several founding members about what they want to see happen. Laura?
And the parishioners at St. Gianna's tell me their church is growing. They're not in debt, and they really want to have more of a say in this process, which they feel right now is very unfair.
Like many other Catholic parishes in the area, St. Gianna Catholic Church in Wentzville was presented with several models in the restructuring program, All Things New.
We're growing. Our mass attendance has returned, actually exceeded pre-pandemic levels. We're producing vocations, and yet in 3 of the 4 models that were presented to our parish community was disbanded. And even the 4th model changed our parish status.
Bob Onder, an area state senator and founding member at St. Gianna's, says one of the proposed ideas under All Things New would transition the church into an entirely Spanish-speaking congregation, citing a new meatpacking plant being built nearby.
We would welcome a Spanish Mass here at St. Gianna, but the idea of only having Spanish Masses and kicking out everyone else, creating a little Hispanic ghetto, that's just not right. In fact, 10 years ago, the Conference of Catholic Bishops specifically decried this idea.
In response, several parishioners started the group Friends of St. Gianna to help educate people about what's happening, and they signed what's called a mandate.
It's basically just a document that says, listen, we would like to pause All Things New, and we would like a voice in this process. And so essentially each Catholic in the Archdiocese can sign this.
Another founding member, Mike Brown, says this church means a lot to his family.
I pray that we stay as we are, a standalone church. I pray that Father Illy can stay there as a pastor. It's a great place to be.
Friends of St. Gianna say the next step would be to present the mandate to the Archbishop and hopefully open up the dialogue. I reached out to the Archdiocese of St. Louis for comment, and they responded saying they'll provide a comment tomorrow morning. Ann.
Laura, thank you. New surveillance video tonight of gunshots ringing out in a quiet neighborhood near Fenton. Tonight, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office is still searching for the group of thieves who shot a man who confronted them. Police say the victim found someone rummaging through his car last night on Wallach Drive. Well, he grabbed them, and then the thief pulled out a gun and shot the car owner. The group drove off. They'd already broken into other cars on the same street.
It was just scary, you know, for everybody. It's Christmas, and someone could have lost their life over car theft.
It was a graze wound, and we think he's lucky in that situation because the suspect fired multiple times at him, and had it been a couple of inches further this direction, this situation could have been entirely different.
One neighbor says someone broke into their car after the police left the neighborhood around midnight last night. Tonight, O'Fallon, Missouri police are investigating a shooting. Investigators say a man was shot in the stomach on Laura Drive. It happened Saturday night around 5 o'clock. The victim was taken to the hospital. Their exact condition is not known, but police are still looking for the gunman, but believe there is no threat to the public. Tonight, a Clinton County family is mourning this dog. They say their neighbor admitted to shooting their 11-year-old Siberian Husky named Trigger.
The neighbor kind of warned me before if I didn't tie him up, he was going to kill him, shoot him. He shot him at close range with a shotgun. Trigger walked down an easement road, bleeding to make it home. He ended up dying in my yard.
Under Illinois law, it is legal to kill a dog, but only if it's endangering the life of a person or livestock. The Clinton County Sheriff's Office is investigating. No charges have been filed in the case. New developments tonight surrounding contamination concerns at a North County elementary school. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is now requesting all the school properties in the Hazelwood School District be tested. The request is on tomorrow night's school board agenda meeting. It comes after an independent report found radioactive contamination from Coldwater Creek at Jana Elementary. After more testing, the Army Corps found the school to be safe. District leaders are requesting financial help to do the testing at the other schools. 12 hours from now, the St. Louis Board of Aldermen will vote on a bill that would provide $500 monthly checks to some families. The Guaranteed Basic Income bill will provide those payments for 18 months to about 440 households. A single parent earning less than $31,000 a year or a couple making less than $39,000 would qualify.
'Tis the season for fraud. Tonight, our Verified team is helping you spot the new tricks scammers are using this holiday season. The Grinch has left Whoville for Maplewood.
It just makes me sad that people would do that.
A family's holiday tradition stolen. Tonight, the search for 3 wise men.
The Weather First forecast features rain and wind for Tuesday. When that rain moves out and what moves in later this week.
Tonight, the man suspected of making the bomb that brought down Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland in 1988 is in U.S. custody. He made his first court appearance in Washington, D.C. He is facing life in prison. His extradition back to the U.S. comes 1 week before the 34-year anniversary of the tragedy. 270 people were killed in that crash, including 190 Americans. 2 of them were Webster University students. Karen Noonan and Patricia Coyle were both 20 at the time. They were returning home after studying abroad in Vienna. The university released a statement today saying it will not comment on the upcoming trial, saying, quote, regardless of what happens in the courts, 2 brilliant young lives from the Webster community were cut short that day, and that loss can't be repaired. Our thoughts continue to be with their families and friends. Tonight, the body of American soccer journalist Grant Wahl is back in the U.S. The Kansas City area native collapsed and died while covering the World Cup in Qatar. Wahl visited a hospital there for what he thought was bronchitis. His family thinks he may have been killed. Today, the U.S. State Department addressed the claim.
We have seen no indication of foul play or anything nefarious at this point. We did receive excellent cooperation from our Qatari partners.
Last month, Wahl claimed he was detained while trying to enter a stadium wearing an LGBTQ t-shirt. Same-sex relations are illegal in Qatar. The clock is ticking at the U.S. Capitol tonight. Congress has just 4 more days to come up with a new spending plan or risk forcing a government shutdown. Democrats want a massive full-year funding plan. Republicans want something short-term. Senate leaders want to attach a bipartisan election overhaul measure to that funding bill, which includes several steps aimed at preventing another January 6th. The holiday rush is picking up speed with Christmas less than 2 weeks away. It's 2 weeks from yesterday. Can you believe that? Well, that also means scammers are ramping up their efforts. Brandon Lewis from our Verified team is telling us how to avoid some of the biggest scams this time of year.
Scammers are up to their old tricks with some updated tactics for the holidays to separate you from your money and personal information. So we're going to show you how to spot some of the most common scams using these sources. First up, you'll want to use caution when doing your shopping online. Scammers sometimes set up fake sites that look like real businesses to steal your information or convince you to download malicious software. Here's an example of a scam shopping website that we created. It may even imitate a brand you recognize. How can you know it's a scam? First, check the URL and make sure it's spelled correctly. Then, make sure you end up on a secured website, which is indicated by a lock icon to the left of the URL. Next, be suspicious of unusually low prices. Scammers hope you'll ignore any concerns you have about the site to save a few bucks. And finally, be careful if the site requires you to unexpectedly download software or asks for too much personal information, like your social security number. Scammers also know we're doing a lot of online holiday shopping, so watch out for fake shipment notifications. These are usually phishing emails or texts with links that may allow someone to access your personal information or ask you for money to release a shipment that really doesn't exist. Here's one example that was sent to us by a Verify viewer where a scammer claims their package can't be shipped because of a mistake in their zip code. It asks for some personal information and later a redelivery fee. So how do we know this is a scam? First, the link in the text message does not go to USPS's official website, which is a big red flag. Next, the Postal Inspection Service says if you never signed up for a USPS tracking request for a specific package, then don't click the link. Carriers leave an official notice in your mailbox when they can't deliver a package. The USPS also doesn't charge a fee for redeliveries. If you're not sure if a tracking message is real, try taking the tracking number provided and doing a search for it on the Postal Service's or other carriers' website. Finally, if you're ever unsure about a suspicious message, contact the retailer directly using a trusted method like their official phone number, email address, or chat feature, and not using the information in the email or text. You can also report scam messages to your state's Consumer Protection Office or the Federal Trade Commission. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
What would you like for us to verify? Let me know. Send an email, verify@ksdk.com. Tonight, a Maplewood family is hoping a Christmas thief will have a change of heart. The Simone Pietri family has put up the same nativity scene in their front yard for more than 30 years. But last night, someone came and stole the 3 wise men and 3 camels.
Never. I never thought people would steal a nativity scene at Christmas. Stealing is pretty rotten, but to steal a nativity scene is about as low as you can get.
The family's address and phone number are on the bottom of those decorations, and they're hoping someone finds them and returns them. That is the low of the low. Hopefully, they just end up back where they belong.
Yes.
Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joining us again. We were talking about the rain, a lot of wind tomorrow, and then you said there's something possibly after that.
Yeah, you know, we're going to have some big changes coming our way. And if you're traveling the next couple of days, the weather that's going to be moving across the country, and we're impacted by that tomorrow, is going to cause some problems out at Lambert for sure. Mostly just delays we've seen out there today, and really not that bad. But as this system continues to evolve and we end up with blizzard conditions, as you'll see north and west of us, up into South Dakota, back into parts of Colorado, and then all these thunderstorms and showers. Once that all gets in here along with the winds, that's just going to kind of snarl air traffic in a lot of important places. So temperatures tonight holding about steady. We're still stuck in the mid to upper 30s right now around the St. Louis area while we wait on this system. 37 degrees. We most likely won't drop, but maybe another degree or two. So holding about steady. 36 was our low this morning. Only got up to 43 this afternoon. That's because we were dealing with those clouds that didn't break up until the very end. Look at the moisture on the increase here. Our storm system, really an expansive one. They're still getting snow back out here across Colorado, back into Nevada. And then as you go out farther east, we get on the warm side. We're looking at the stronger thunderstorms out across parts of Kansas into the panhandle of Oklahoma and Texas. There is a tornado watch down there tonight for those areas, and we've seen some warnings with some of the stronger storms. The blizzard warnings, well, Interstate 80, even parts of Interstate 70 here as you go east of Denver out into the plains in that up through Interstate 90. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of travel delays, not only by air, but probably highways shut down out there. We don't have to worry about winter precipitation here. Too warm for that. But most of tomorrow, we are stuck in the 40s during the day. By late in the afternoon, we'll get close to 50 degrees. Winds will be pretty strong. And after lunchtime and through the evening hours, we do expect to see areas of showers, maybe some rumbles of thunder coming through. That means a wet evening rush hour. We're also looking at winds that will gust 30 to 40 miles per hour right into tomorrow evening. Now, by midnight, the wider spread of showers moving off to the east of St. Louis. We do think we're looking at locally an inch or more of rain, especially south and southeast of St. Louis. And here's the other thing we're dealing with throughout the day tomorrow, those gusty winds. By lunchtime into the afternoon, that's when our wind gusts really pick up 30 to 40 miles per hour. If you have an inflatable Frosty, he might be a flying Frosty if he's not secured with that gusty breeze tomorrow afternoon. 55 is our high. it's probably about this time tomorrow night when we get there. 59 on Wednesday. We'll do that with a mix of sun and clouds and a slight chance for showers on Wednesday, especially east of St. Louis. Look how much colder it is. 4:42 is your sunset time for Hanukkah to begin on Sunday. 36 the high. Next week, we may be in the 20s for highs leading up to Christmas Day.
It is going to get so cold. Scott, thank you. Frank, what's coming up in sports?
Well, and the Blues and Predators played a thriller. UMSL is smoking hot in basketball, and the portal is crazy in college football. Stick around, please. Jordan Binnington is not having an all-star season, but we all know in St. Louis what he's capable of doing. And tonight against the Predators, he was as great as he was courageous. Now, when you're not scoring, you sometimes smash your sticks like Ryan O'Reilly just did. Second period, Binnington had a lot of good moments. He stops a shot on the right and then again on the left. Third period, Matthias Ekholm with a rocket. Binnington will make the save but injures his hand. What a save, though. Now, he's going to be looked at by the trainer, Ray Barilli, but he stayed in the game because he's a hockey player. Scoreless in overtime, Binner makes his 25th save, and it's a beauty. And Braden Shen will send everybody home happy with that goal. Blues win it 1-0. Binnington's 100th career win. It's all about Binner tonight.
Anytime he's in the pipes, we're pumped up, and he's got this competitive spirit about him that I don't think matters back to back. You could tell he was locked in all night.
The hottest team in town just happens to be the UMSL basketball Tritons. Do you know they have never been ranked in the top 10 before, ever? Tomorrow they could be. That's because after Saturday's win over Lewis, they are now 9-0. Never before 9-0 either. They've lost all but 2 players from last year's 26-win season, but they have the same coach, Bob Sundvold, who, like wine, gets better with age.
I just don't want to be the angry old guy, and so you come out and you try to do a good job and understand really maybe a little better than you always have about what they're going through as a college student.
Coach Bob got that type of demeanor where, you can talk to him, come to him man to man, just be real with him, and he'll tell you what you need to hear. He always instilled positivity in the players, so everybody that plays for him always love him.
The Braves acquired all-star catcher Sean Murphy. It's a 3-way trade with the A's and Brewers. Atlanta sent William Contreras, Wilson's little brother, to Milwaukee. 9 players were involved in the deal. Oakland got prospects in the transaction. Mississippi State football coach Mike Leach is in a hospital in critical condition. According to a newspaper report, Leach had suffered a massive heart attack on Sunday. The 61-year-old was at practice on Saturday preparing his team for the bowl game on January 2nd against Illinois. The Cardinals hosted the Patriots on Monday Night Football, and on the third play from scrimmage, Kyler Murray suffered what appears to be a very serious knee injury. He was carted off. Big play of the game, DeAndre Hopkins fumbles, Raekwon McMillan recovers. It's a touchdown, and the Patriots lead at 27-13 late. Finally tonight, frankly speaking, the college football portal has opened up, and there's more traffic than on the LA freeway. Over 300 by Thursday, and it will grow and grow. Last year, over 3,000 entered from FBS schools. Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams was one of them. Now let me say this. Any kid, especially one who may not have money, should be allowed to improve himself. If a young man is making 10 grand in NIL money at one school and he can make 50 grand of NIL money at another school, are we supposed to question that move? The thing is, college coaches have had the portal for them for the last 50 years. They get a better offer and they are gone. That's exactly what these kids are doing. However, as some coaches and now some kids will find out, the grass is not always greener on the other side. And that will do it in sports.
Frank, thanks. It could soon cost you more to shop at Costco. The price hike affecting all customers. Costco executives are hinting they'll soon raise annual membership fees. It would be the first hike since 2017. Right now, it costs $60 a year for a basic membership. That's already more than Sam's Club, which recently raised its yearly fee to $50. Tonight, Twitter Blue is back. The $8 subscription service relaunched today. This time, Twitter is promising to stop imposters from paying the monthly fee to get blue verification check marks for fake accounts. Janet Jackson is headed back out on tour to celebrate 50 years in entertainment. That includes a stop at the Enterprise Center on April 30th. Tickets go on sale Friday morning through Live Nation. City Card members have access to pre-sale tickets beginning tomorrow at 11 a.m. That's all the time we have for 5 on your side at 10. Thank you for joining us. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next. Kate Hudson is his guest. Start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 4 a.m. and have a great tomorrow.